Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Anachrony. It has been a year since I did my videos for Anachrony. I have played the game 2 or 3 times since doing those original videos. I have found it a delightful game. Now, I don't go back and watch the videos to see what I've said about the game before, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I liked it. In fact, I'm positive I liked it back then. My thoughts on this game are that it is not quite, it's really close, but it's not quite thought through enough. My experiences with the game, I still haven't played the expansions. I have all the expansions. I backed the top level on the Kickstarter from memory, or at least the second top level, or whatever the level is that got me all the stuff. So I've got the expansions in the box. I haven't yet played with them. I fear that it's because I've been teaching the game every time I've played the game, so I haven't had the same people coming through to then go, oh, we've played this game already, here's an expansion. Because when I teach a game, I much prefer to teach just the base game and to leave expansions totally out of it, because people aren't going to take in what is necessary to take in on the main game itself, let alone throwing expansions in amongst all of the rules that are necessary to get on top of. So I have enjoyed playing this game. Every time I've played it, I've really enjoyed playing it, but I've found that people get stuck on this whole concept of the time travel thing and how does that work again? And there's people who haven't even bothered to do any time travel and they've done fine, and I find that this is where this game falls down a little bit for me, is that the time travel element is really cool. I love that it's there. I love that, but you don't have to do it in order for the game to work. But it's a time travel game. The whole thing of it is I can travel back in time and do things back then, and I can gain things now that I need from sent back from the end of the game, and that's really cool. But if I don't send it back, I've got a way out of it, or I'm just going to lose a couple of points, and that's really cool as well. But it seems like it's an entirely different game than what the actual game itself is. And so if you ignore that altogether and just go, okay, I've got a leader who's going to get me points for doing this, or I'm in a faction that's going to get me points for doing this and gaining this type of building, then if I gain just that type of building and I work towards getting just those resources, then I'll do really, really well anyway. I don't know if that's the right way about this game. I feel like this game should be about the time travel, but it's not. And that's where the game falls down for me a little bit. Like, I really love the game. Don't misunderstand me. I think it's a beautiful game. I think it deserves its place on that top 100 list for Board Game Geek. I think it deserves to be a game that everyone owns. I have backed the next one coming out from that same designer, and I'm going to probably continue backing the games that come out from that designer because I think they're good games. But I desperately hope that the designer and the designing team on these games will get into a habit of going through the games and going, okay, there's a heap of rules, and what can we get rid of? Because the learning of the game is hard. The playing of the game, once you've learned it, isn't too hard. But there's elements that don't necessarily need to be there, or if they are there because they're necessary to the game, like for instance in this game, the time travel, we need to find a way to make sure that everyone is time traveling, because I've played games against people who haven't touched the time travel once, haven't touched that at all, and so aren't getting the negative points for having a guy sitting back there for ages that is eventually going to come through. And look, if you look back at the rules, you'll see what I'm talking about. So they don't get those negative points. They also don't get the positive points, but they don't get the negative points. So it kind of almost balances out. I want this game to be so much better than it currently is. And I think it's a good game. Don't misunderstand me. I think it's a good game, but I want it to be better than it is. I want it to push people towards having to do that time travel element to make it viable for the game. At the moment, it doesn't, and that's my fear. And I feel like I've given this a really good review on the first time through, and a year later, I'm not giving a good review, but it's still a good game. So so look, have a look at the game, have a look and see if you like it. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. Let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you think of Anachrony, and let me know what you think of the expansions, the extra elements in the game. And look, they may actually fix the problems that I'm having with the game, but I don't think so. I don't think they will. I hope they will, but look, eventually I'll get those expansions to the table if I can play with the same people more than once. So look, I'll leave it there. Have a look back. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be gamesplaying, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.